Greetings to my friends at YWLA. This is Amanda Muhammad, and I've worked with several of your campuses in different capacities, teaching you different ways to manage your stress. So I thought that I would record a short video for you all, just offering some encouragement and giving you a few different tips that you can use right now to help you better manage the stress that you may be experiencing. The first thing I want you to do is focus on what's inside of your control, okay? So if you've been in my trainings, you already know how big I am on this, right? If we were to look at our stressors, we know that the majority of things that may stress us out are outside of our control. However, what we can control is the way that we respond to them. So we really want to make sure that we're putting tools in place to help us respond in the best way possible, right? Now, a few things that we can do right now are things like what our healthcare professionals are telling us to do. We can wash our hands, we can keep a healthy distance of 6 feet, and we can stay inside unless it's absolutely necessary for us to leave, okay? I read something recently I also wanted to share with you all that said that when we worry too much about the future, about something that could happen, in the event that it does, it's like we've put ourselves through it twice. So right now, I really want you to focus on staying calm, focusing on generating as much peace and positivity as you possibly can. Okay, so really pour into those channels, all right? The next thing I want you to do is to focus on your media intake. So right now there's a lot of information out there, whether it's watching the news or you're on social media. There's so much conflicting information. There's so many different opinions and things like that. What I personally like to do is to just do a quick Google search on exactly what it is that I want to learn about and see what I can find there from a credible resource. So oftentimes if I sit and I watch the news, I have to hear all of the context around everything. And sometimes it makes me a little bit anxious, right? And it's also important to know if you're feeling feelings of fear and anxiety, anything like that, those are perfectly normal feelings to have. It's also important right now to make sure that we're not overfeeding that beast. So you want to really focus on what are you paying attention to, how much of this are you really taking in and consuming. You want to stay informed, but you also want to take good care of you and your thoughts, right? So notice how much you're on these different channels. Notice how much time you're spending on social media. Give yourself limits and boundaries around this, okay? And then also make sure that this is not completely monopolizing every conversation, every thought that you have. Also take time to focus on anything good that you can feel right now, which brings me to my next point, which is take care of you, okay? So whatever that looks like for you, if that means that if it's safe and if it's okay for you right now to go out for a walk or a run, do that. If it means upping your mindfulness practice, do that. If it means spending more time with your family and your friends, whether it's in a physical or virtual capacity, as long as it's okay, do those things. Now more than ever, we really need to focus on making sure that we are pouring into ourselves as much as possible and focusing on as much good as we possibly can, okay? And then another thing, we're working from home now, which is a new territory for a lot of folks. I'm quite used to it, but I know how hard it is to cut things off and to create boundaries around those things. So do that. You want to make sure that you create a sense of normalcy and routine around this new environment that we're working in. Some tips that I like to share is just like making sure that you aren't working in your bed and that you get dressed for the day and that you have a dedicated working space and that you create boundaries around your work. Give yourself a hard stop. It's so easy when you work from home to work the whole day, to not eat lunch, things like that. So make sure that you're putting things in place to help you create this new routine. And on the topic of a routine, if you guys are wanting to beef up your mindfulness practice, I did create a free guide for you all. It's got 50 different strategies for managing your stress. Just click the link and you just put your name in there and it's going to send you a guide that gives you 50 different strategies that you can use to help you manage your stress at this time, okay? So I hope this was helpful. If you guys need me, if there's any way that I can be a resource, if you need a training in a virtual capacity, I do them all the time. Please let me know how I can be a resource for you. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and create a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.